Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new video today on the channel. Today you join us in a one-to-one session with a Canterbury City goalkeeper and first choice goalkeeper in the Southern Counties Premier, Charlie Wealands. Today's session is a cutback and shot stopping session in a one-to-one practice. So I'm going to explain what we're doing here, and then in the second part of the video we're going to come to is shot stopping and distribution. So another interesting part that I hope you enjoy. So before we get into this, and whilst you're watching what's going on the screen, I want to say a big thank you again to all your support on the channel so far. Obviously, we've been uploading videos very regularly now for a year, or almost a year, and the support has been fantastic. We've grown almost 1,000 subscribers in that time, and we continue to build. I hope you've been enjoying the recent videos, which have been all one-to-ones during the lockdown. They've been very interesting to film for me, trying to put together different practices and different ideas that hopefully you can use yourself in your own environments. And the obvious thing, if you do enjoy the video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the content that we do produce. It really helps us reach as many like-minded goalkeeping enthusiasts as possible across the world. So back to the action on the screen that you can see here. So in terms of the drill we're doing here, it's a one-to-one session. So we're trying to put together different actions and multiple situations working off just one coach and one player, which does require inventiveness. But also it does require maybe sometimes a bit of work from the coach, because you have to move into different positions and provide the goalkeeper with different scenarios that they can see. So as we move into the second part, where it's on the other side of the pitch, the activation is a volley, and then the goalkeeper takes the ball and moves to a cutback position and sets off the rebounder for what would be the cutback. They then distribute out and deal with a random shot from myself. Now, in terms of doing this, you could do it a different way, which I have shown on Instagram also with Nikki, a different keeper, where you could do a random cutback situation. So you could start with the strike from central or angled, keeper makes a save, rolls it out, and then you deal with a random cutback being pulled back or shot in. However, what we want to do here with Charlie, as you can see, is work off a premeditated cutback. So it's always very simple for Charlie to claim it off of the rebound. He's basically just taking himself down, as you can see here, when he gets up. So takes himself down into a cutback stance, and then basically gets up and reacts off of what might be a pullback into the area, but we're including distribution as well. And as I said, in this practice you can see the goalkeeper has handling, they have a cutback situation and positioning, and they have shot stopping and distribution mixed in with decision making and positional elements. For the next section, we can see here the cutback has been moved to the opposite side of the goal. So presumably dealing with the ball that's been pulled back to the back stick. However, in terms of doing this with a one-to-one, I wanted to bring in multiple actions. So the goalkeeper, or in Charlie's case here, can face lots of different scenarios. So you've got a cutback and then random distribution. So Charlie's choosing to put this down in a game like he might do regularly with his team, put it down on the floor and play. The strike that comes in for me on the first ball is designed to be caught. So it's like a technical handling shot where it could go anywhere, but it's designed for Charlie. And obviously I know his ability, so I know he's capable of doing this, of keeping the ball and making the save. So keeps the ball, gets up, performs a distribution skill out up to him again, and then deals with the shot that is coming in from somewhere around on the angle to central. So lots of actions. You've got cutback position, distribution out, technical handling ability, distribution again in a different form if he wants to, and then random shot stopping. And the last section of this practice here was just some random shot stopping through the mannequins. And one of the main things Charlie wanted to work on, which we picked up on as the session progressed, was his starting position for shots from central areas. So he's just looking to play at depth here and sit back further to the goal, and not looking to attack the line of the ball too far when the ball is hiding behind bodies and he can't see it as well. So being a little bit more stubborn and a little bit more clinical with his start position, give himself time and space to make the save, in which case can lead to better decision making and better choices, better actions. This was particularly evident in the last couple of saves that you can see Charlie making here. So it's a new day here with Charlie. It's a different week. This is a Wednesday on from the session you've just seen and part of the session. And this is part of a session he did the following week, which I said earlier was a distribution session mixed in with shot stopping. Charlie's only 18 and he's playing at Southern Counties Premier, which is just below the Isthmian League in this area of the country. It's a very good level for an 18-year-old to be starting and playing games. So there's lots of ranges and things we should be practicing with Charlie in training. So from my point of view, in a one-to-one when working with Charlie, something I really want to do is work on multiple actions and multiple elements. So not just working on one particular thing. So you can see here from the previous session we did with the cutbacks and the shot stopping, there's lots of different elements here that Charlie can have that force him to focus and concentrate and be quite detailed in all the different parts he's doing. As you can see, this practice here is a back pass into Charlie, and then I'm taking up a random position after this, just a random position in front of him, and that's where the shot will come in from. If the ball goes in the goal, the drill ends. So the ball is shot to test him, and it could go in. However, a lot of these shots are aimed in and around the body where Charlie could keep it and hopefully keep hold of the ball or play the second ball and get on top of it. Charlie then has a choice on what distribution he wants to do out. So as you can see here, back pass in, playing out to wherever I'm positioned, deal with a strike, which Charlie will do, and then it's up to him what he does here in terms of distribution. One of the key elements he wanted to focus on first was playing the ball down with backspin to kill it, and then play out over distance into wider areas. We didn't go through central areas for this part because one of Charlie's things he wanted to work on was playing out angles, which is something he has to focus on with his own team. In terms of what's happened in the distribution in this particular part and the last phase, one of the key things myself and Charlie decided to work on was making sure the play out that he's doing is a driven ball. It's something easy to control and can be taken through on a counter attack and allow the team to move forward quickly, so he's not floating the ball too much and losing key time over the distance.
Oh wow! Yes. Loves it. Okay, you wait. Bang. Relax.
The next progression from this is a central strike, which is designed for Charlie to keep into a random distribution, so it's completely up to Charlie how he sends it to me. Then a reposition for a cross and playing a side volley out. So one of the key things with this practice and the progression we put in was when he deals with the cross, which is coming from this part now, so once the ball comes in and he claims, it could be like breaking lines through the players and having to distribute quickly out to maybe 2 or 3 attacking players that are left in forward positions. So something that's really important in terms of Charlie getting his accuracy correct and also the weight and timing of the ball he's putting through. So trying to make sure that it's accurate and well distributed enough so that his team could counter-attack positively from that situation. And in terms of this being a multifunctional drill, again, from a one-to-one point of view, it's again important for Charlie to focus on one movement and one moment at a time and not think in advance, so he's making mistakes in particular parts. So obviously we've got different elements of this. We've got the shot coming through, you've got the distribution out to myself, across, and then an extra bit of distribution. So you've almost got 4 key elements and mixing starting positions and set positions in amongst this. So it's really important for Charlie to focus, keep it calm, and be very concentrated on what he's doing. Finally, like the first part of the video, we stripped it back right at the end and just went for a single strike through bodies into a strike out. So he just focused on 2 different things at the end. So like I said, stripping it back so it's more focused for the end and Charlie can just really concentrate on what he's doing with his distribution and how he sends the ball out into the areas that he's looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this one-to-one session with Charlie. Like I said, it's 2 different sessions put into one, 2 different elements of training that you've seen. So I hope some of these ideas are things you could use in your own training sessions, or even things you could do if you're a coach and bring into your own one-to-one practices if you are indeed a one-to-one coach. In terms of the detail that you've seen here as well, lots of different things going on for the goalkeeper. And when you're doing one-to-one sessions, for me, I think it's really important to make sure that you're still trying to put the goalkeeper in game realistic and stressful positions that they may face in a match. It does take a little bit of effort in terms of the coach being creative and maybe putting in a little bit more work on the field with the goalkeeper to create these situations. But it's certainly doable, and I hope you enjoyed looking at this and seeing the different ways that we provided this for Charlie on the day. Once again, thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time.